what are the issues raised by this watch when it comes to security?
Sure, it's pretty complex. Wearable devices make it possible to collect very personal, like terabytes of information daily about us. And protecting that information, securing it, is critical.
How is the information different? I mean, you sat down and noted that I'm wearing my jawbone up, which I'm always wearing. And I use this to figure out when I'm asleep and or how well I'm sleeping. I use it to monitor my steps. Shooting to get 10,000 today. We'll see how it goes. That's not especially secret information, like when I go to bed, I mean, I suppose, but is that about level of privacy, or is there more information that can be gleaned from that?
Well, I think, you know, the initial release of iWatch is more of a front end to your, a pretty low-powered front end to your iPhone or iPad. As applications become more prevalent and available in the next 12 to 18 months with biometrics and things like HealthKit and HomeKit, the device will be able to track anything connected to the internet. And the information becomes even more critical when it's shared with your physician or with the healthcare provider or with your company. And the only way to really protect that information is to encrypt it at the information data level.
And is that what happens with the Apple Watch?
Today,
tokenized.
Today, no. I think the first benefit of the iWatch is the fact that most of us use a 4-digit PIN code to access our iPhone. With the iWatch, you can, which is called single-factor authentication.
Right.
With the iWatch, you'll be able to have multi-factor authentication. So, in order to access any of the information generated either on your phone or your iPad or the watch, the physical presence of the watch combined with a passphrase will be required to either decrypt it or access.
So really, so forget even add to that the thumbprint or fingerprint or whatever. You've kind of got a third level then of identification.
And you know, most of us use single-factor authentication, which is just easily crackable.
Takes it to a whole new level. Where is the business opportunity in this for you?
Yeah, so our company has a smart encryption platform, and we help companies around the world, 30,000 of them, encrypt information through our smart encryption platform at the data level. So it's persistent encryption that follows the information, whether it's on a mobile phone or a wearable device or wherever it goes in the cloud or on-premise in the company.
And presumably you've got to work with Apple to develop such things.
We absolutely do.
So what do they like to work with? How does that relationship go? Because here you are, you know, the keys to the kingdom, the very things the CIA is after right now, which we learned from The Intercept this week. You're in there working with them about security issues on the device.
Well, sure. The Apple, one of the things that makes Apple so useful and so prevalent is the fact that their developer environment and tools are just very prevalent. So we use their development environment to create our apps, and then they're tested on every single device that Apple produces.
And when you look at the way Apple approaches security, it seems like they made a really big shift after the iPhone 3, where they didn't really want to keep data or decided that they couldn't keep it safe from the government spies. I'm making this up, sort of, but we saw a real big change that after the PRISM program happened, Apple changed the way they collected data. I don't know if I'm connecting two dots that shouldn't be connected there, but do you see a connection there?
Yeah, no, Corey, that's absolutely right. And we're seeing that not just from Apple, but Google and Yahoo and Microsoft. The encryption part of protecting information is relatively easy. It's in managing the keys. The encryption and decryption key is where the complexity is. And if you encrypt it at the device and the user is the only one that has access to that key, the information will be safe, and the government can't ask Apple or us or anyone for access to that information. And that's one of the biggest changes that we're seeing happen.
I try to keep my thumbprints with me at all times.